We are told to eat more fiber. We are also told to eat more fermented food. Both are called good for the gut. But almost nobody had tested them against each other in the same people, with the immune system as the thing being measured. A Stanford team did exactly that. 36 healthy adults were randomly assigned to one of two diets and followed for 17 weeks. Blood and stool were sampled repeatedly, and the researchers measured far more than usual. The bacteria present, the genes those bacteria carry, thousands of immune cell features, and dozens of inflammatory proteins in the blood. One group roughly doubled their fiber from about 20 grams a day to around 45. That meant legumes, seeds, whole grains, vegetables, and fruit, the foods almost every dietary guideline in the world tells you to eat more of. The other group went from almost no fermented food to about 6 servings a day. Yogurt, kefir, fermented cottage cheese, kimchi, and other fermented vegetables, vegetable brine drinks, and kombucha. In the fermented food group, microbial diversity rose steadily and kept rising through the whole study. That matters because greater diversity is generally associated with better metabolic and immune health. Strikingly, these new microbes were not the ones found in the fermented foods themselves. 19 inflammatory proteins in the blood decreased. Among them was interleukin-6, a marker repeatedly linked to chronic conditions such as type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and long-term cardiovascular risk. The immune system, measured directly, was quieter. The fiber group is the surprise. Across the group as a whole, the inflammatory markers did not come down. Microbial diversity did not increase either. This is not a result anyone expected, and it is worth being careful about what it does and does not mean. When the researchers looked at individuals rather than the group average, 3 different response patterns appeared. How a person reacted to extra fiber tracked with the microbiome they already had before the study began. Fiber only helps if the microbes that can digest it are already there in sufficient numbers. Something did change. The bacteria produced far more carbohydrate-degrading enzymes, the molecular tools for breaking down plant fiber. The cast of species stayed much the same, but the equipment they were carrying did not. 17 weeks may simply be too short for the community itself to reorganize. This was a small, carefully run trial. 36 healthy adults, 17 weeks, 1 research group. It is not a prescription, and it does not show that fiber is useless. Fiber has decades of evidence behind it for other outcomes. What it does suggest is that fermented foods deserve more attention than they get, and that identical advice will not land identically in 2 different people. Discuss any real change with a qualified professional.